Sometimes I think George Lucas just picks a word from the English language and then just takes a letter off and makes a name. And that's how we get Barriss Offee. Because it's spelt like coffee without the C. So, I mean. Anyway. So, welcome to another episode of Blastercated Painting. Today we're going to be painting Barriss Offee from Star Wars Shatterpoint by Atomic Mass Games. Let's do it. First, we're going to give her a spray of white all over. Now we're going to take some brown Dubai and some hex lichen. We're going to mix up sort of a dark plum colored color. That's right, I said dark plum colored color. I don't know. So in the movie episode 2, where Barriss Offee is actually featured, she has very dark robes, and in the cartoon she has a bit more like plum colored, olive colored. It's a weird color. I don't know. So either way, I decided to make it the plum colored version, and we'll just go with that. So this plum color is going all over her robes and her shirt. And we're going to switch over to some tan here. This is going all over her belt and all over her boots. Now we're going to take some Thunderhawk blue, and this is going all over her hood. Now, just a word of warning. As it turns out, Thunderhawk blue going over white is terrible. So you will have to do multiple thin coats of this to get a good coverage, or just get a different blue from another range. This is just the one I had that I liked. Now we're going to move on to some Plague Brown here, and this is going all over her face and all over her hands. Now we're going to take some Targor Rage Shade. This is going to go all over her dress, her shirt, her boots, her belt, and also her skin. We're going to take some Drakenhof Nightshade, and this is going to go all over that Thunderhawk blue that we did. Now we're going back to our Thunderhawk blue. We're going to put in our first highlight here. So this is just going to be the straight Thunderhawk blue, and luckily this covers over much better than it does over just plain white. So we're just going through and doing all the raised areas, same way we've done our highlights on all our other Shatterpoint miniatures. Now we're going to take some electric blue and we're going to mix that into our Thunderhawk blue, and we're going to do up our second highlight here. So again, we're still leaving some of that Thunderhawk blue we just did. We're going to the most raised areas, and we're going to just slowly build up that depth. And we're going to add in some more electric blue, getting up even more color, getting it onto the most highest spots, still leaving the shading that we just put in with the last layer and building up all the colors. Now we're going back to that plum mix we made with the brown Dubai and the hex lichen, and we're going to do up our first layer on all of her skirt and shirt. Now we're going to add in a little bit of bone white, and we're going to add up our second highlight there. And we just want to take our time going through and getting all those raised areas. Now we're going to add in a little bit more bone white and do up our third highlight up on all this. And we're going back to our tan, and we're doing our first highlight up on that tan. So on her belt and her boots, we're just going to bring out that original color we had put on. And we're going to throw in some bone white into that and do our next highlight up. Now we're going to our plague brown, and we're going to bring that face back up to the original color, leaving those recesses, and same with the hands. And we're adding in some bone white, and we're doing our second highlight up on all those colors. And we're going to add in a little bit more bone white here. We're just going to bring it up one last time and really make that skin really pop. Now we're going to take some dead white, and we are just going to use this to dot in her eyes. Remember in the Clone Wars when she got the snake in her brain and then her eyes were all white? Well, we'll say we're doing that. Because I don't want to paint pupils. I don't do that. Anyway. Now we're going to take some Ducat blue and some white primer. This is how I do all my Star Wars Shatterpoint lightsabers. I put the blue up at the top and the white down at the bottom near the hilt, and then I start wet blending those colors together. Now we're going to take some Grave Lord Gray, and we're just going to put this on the hilt of her lightsaber. And we're going to take some black, and we're going to start adding in tiny little dots all over her cloak and her hood here. In the episode 2 costume, it looks like almost like cracked lightning in her cloak, and I don't have the patience or the skill to achieve that. But on the cartoon, it looks more like almost like a leopard print, so that's what we're doing, because that seems easier. And by easier, I mean just stabbing black dots at her clothing. So once that is finished, we will give her a painted base, and she is done. And here she is all finished. I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. Really nice miniature, even if it's a character I don't know much about, but very cool. Lightsaber right in front of the face is always hard to paint, though. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Is this a character you're familiar with? A character that you are interested in? I don't know. Not that interesting. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And you guys have a great day. Oh, I almost forgot that she orchestrated a bombing at the Jedi Temple and was a member of the dark side and framed her best friend for the bombing. How did I forget about that? She like knocked out Asajj Ventress somehow and stole her lightsabers and fought Ahsoka with them. I completely forgot during making this video that she did all that. Turns out she's a fairly interesting character. I can't remember it all.